Round one begins.
Should note here that it's a very small ring for big guys especially, about 17 and a half feet, which should favor Lewis, George.
I think so. Once you get the ring closer with a big guy, no matter how big they are, you got to throw punches at all times. There's no room to move around and look, especially when you have this kind of reach.
That'll certainly favor Lewis and his harder punching if he can be aggressive. And he's come out aggressively, initiating the exchanges with Akinwande in the first 30 seconds of the fight. And Mills Lane already with a conference about holding.
Generally, these guys are accustomed to jabbing, spinning for a jab, and jabbing, but the ring is so small. After a jab, they buckle to one another.
Akinwande has been told by his trainer Don Turner to move forward as he throws the jab. Likewise, Emmanuel Stewart is trying to get Lennox Lewis to be much more aggressive, to throw a George Foreman or Sonny Liston style jab and drive his body from behind him. Lennox in the past has had a habit of doing what Larry Murphy calls fighting from the back seat, throwing the jab, but Monday will try to establish the jab, which is key to winning the fight.
Lennox Lewis will have the advantage of the left jab. Just got to forget about throwing the right hand and left hook and just stick with the left hand.
First tackle of the fight.
Hell is in hello. Heaven is goodbye forever. It's time for me to go.
You can do it.
They told him after that right hand by Lewis.
Good right hand, right on top. Which is what Lennox Lewis has been doing his whole career. Power your jab, load up for a right hand like a baseball pitcher.
He does power right hand straight over the top.
The more power you put into a left jab, you're not going to have anything for your right hand. You're going to have to take all the power off and power like he's been doing his career to get that right hand effect.
Step back, man. Just one step back. Come on.
Again, George going against what has been widespread opinion regarding Lewis. A lot of people complaining about the way he paused with his jab. George says that's the way for him to maintain the power in his right hand.
That's what you do. Now,
1 point off here.
1 point removed from Akinwande.
He's saying to Akinwande, you're here to fight, not to hug.
That's another hug.
well, Lewis has been these big guys back. And that's what he's hoping, a big tall guy.
Let him go. Time. You go here. Time. Come up here. Now look. Don't you tell him. Lose the fight, or I'm going to chase you. And you can do better than that. You understand? Get ready. Come on. Let's go. Come on.
This is the way it's going to have to be in boxing. The referee's going to have to step up these days. Never going back to the days of gentlemanship. These guys are going to break every rule.
Well, we're 2 weeks removed from what's likely to become the most famous disqualification in the history of the sport, and Lane is threatening to end another heavyweight championship bout with a disqualification.
Well, remember,
I think Lennox Lewis should just kind of stay with it. Punch the guy, wait for him to hug. When he lets go, punch him again, wait for him to hug. Why exert yourself?
Step back. You step back. Understand?
Akinwande landed a good right hand.
Planes can make you dry.
Inside.
Snow can burn your
One in
eyes,
danger of getting tired here.
make you cry.
he's already has his mouth
Made
open.
for coming from, for dreams of going to, which within you will never come
Lewis
true.
remembering to go to the body as they hold and clinch around the ring. One punches, many of them body shots. Akinwande landed only 8 through only 26. And there he is, clinching Lewis's head under his left arm. Could it be, George, that Akinwande's arms are so long that he just cannot resist his urge to hold?
He can't do anything else. He ever do. He's not a short person. When he's close, All he can do to protect himself is the hold.
Now Akinwande begins to land that 1-2 more effectively. And the crowd begins to express its displeasure. Lewis tries a wild roundhouse right. Akinwande wraps him up. It ain't gonna be pretty.
Ain't gonna be pretty. We're gonna have a referee who's very tired.
And Lewis, it looks as though he's almost worn out already.
No doubt about it.
Wobbling around.
His corner has told him to throw these power punches, but that's what you don't want to do when you're fighting a guy grabbing like that. Just stay ahead on points, get your win every round.
Akinwande leans all over it. Akinwande killing 8, 10, 12 seconds at a time. Just leaning all over Lewis.
He's doing a good job at the fight and doing the best he can.
You know, and it takes two to fight. And a professional fighter, if all he's interested in is hugging and squeezing and holding on, there's not a whole lot you can do about it.
It's hard to imagine how much longer Lane can go without being forced to disqualify Akinwande.
He's in an awful bad position.
Terrible.
Step back. Come on.
Lane is in a terrible position, and so by extension is the Nevada State Athletic Commission.
The body punches by Lewis are most effective right now.
Well, he's winning every round, George. I mean, wouldn't you assume that Lewis has won the first 3 rounds?
No doubt about it, but he's also
Say that in the first 4 rounds, Henry Akinwande has thrown 95 punches. That's a total of 23 per round, or an average of 23 per round. We saw a heavyweight a couple of months ago, Ike Beabuchi, who throws 95 punches in an average round.
Lewis' corner gave him some good advice. They show him.
Harold Letterman, quickly, how do you have the first 4 rounds?
Larry, I got about a million things to say about this fight. 3 rounds to 1, 39-36, Lennox Lewis. Let me tell you something. You've been hit with a legal punch that causes you anything to touch the canvas except the soles of your feet in the scoring area. That's a knockdown. That shot that Henry landed in the 3rd round was a knockdown. That's all you should have got in the 3rd round. As far as holding, it's illegal. You got one hand free. You can punch with a free hand until the referee yells a break.
How soon should he be disqualified, Harold?
Let me tell you, if Henry Akinwande keeps on holding, it's coming soon. I figure another 2-3 rounds, he's out of here.
Larry, you got it.
Is in an embarrassing situation.
Yeah, he is.
He just had a big controversy, disqualification in the state. He just don't want to do that quick.
Look, he looks like an Oreo cookie there, mixed in between us.
Do I know where hell is? Hell is in
Bill
hello.
Clayton is earning his money these days.
It's goodbye forever. It's time for me to go.
Second time that Lane has called Don Turner up.
You tell me next time he's going, okay? You tell me. He's getting ready to disqualify you. You need to fight. Don't let him disqualify. You ain't about to drop dead, man. All you gotta do is fight him. Fight him back. Get out there and fight.
So it couldn't be any clearer than that.
He just don't have any other defense. That's all there is to it. He just does not have any other defense.
You wonder what could be going through Akinwande's mind. I guess you're right, George.
He's trying to protect himself from heavy punches. And he doesn't know any other way.
He's used to being able to fight with room between him and his opponents. He's been able to dictate that. And Lewis is not letting him dictate the geometry of the fight.
Well,
So he is utterly confused.
366 days ago, July 11, 1996, Galata disqualified while pounding Riddick Bowe in Madison Square Garden. 4 months later, Atlantic City Convention Center, Galata
It's the end of the
disqualified.
fight. We've had another disqualification.
Yep, I was just about to get them. There you go. That's the 4th major disqualification in the heavyweight division in 366 days. It was inevitable. There was nothing else Lane could do.
And I